score. So what's your technical score for A24's Heretic?
My technical score is a 7. It could possibly be more, but it comes down to the screenplay just being kind of like, well, it's kind of went down, but everything else, like Hugh Grant is amazing. The sister missionaries, the two women who play them, also were former members of the church, former members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it was interesting. I think that added something interesting. I'm sure that they have they were able to get something out of that. I think they both did really well. Sister Barnes, I think she's a really good actress.
Yeah.
Both of them. But anyway, the acting was great.
You know that they were both raised LDS, right?
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they were in real life. I'm sorry, they were raised as members of the church.
I literally tuned out for 2 seconds and I missed you saying that. So I just missed that one.
No worries. So that was...
I just repeat it back. You know the thing you just said? You know that the thing you just said is a thing?
Yeah. No, that was totally fine. But anyway, that added something interesting to their characters. I think they brought some there was some, genuineness. How do you say that? Genuine sincerity, to their performance.
Yeah.
And I like their performance. I think they both did really well.
Authenticity.
Thank you. That's the word I'm thinking of. Authenticity.
Yeah.
And the cinematography was great. The sound was done really well. Mm-hmm. I think everything was done really well. It was just kind of like how it descended into the movie that we got. I think 7 is appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The conversation we had makes it sound like we really didn't like this movie.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I liked a lot of aspects of this movie, but I agree. Like they even have Dante's Inferno on the wall, and I'm thinking if we're kind of gonna try to do this 7 layers of hell descent, we get 3 rooms and a super dungeon. I'm like, let's go 7 layers of hell. If he's going to be the devil, let's actually have him be the devil and have him be putting them through some kind of real test instead of just sort of toying with them. But my technical score was also high. It was 7.5 because I really like the cinematography. I really enjoyed watching this movie, and I think that that's due to the fact that it is well made and well constructed at the technical level. So I wasn't sitting here watching the movie going geez, I wasn't, rolling my eyes at the screenplay or at the acting while I was watching it. It wasn't until later that I sat with it that I was like, man, I feel like there's a much better movie in there, specifically in how you progress. Because the first couple acts, I'm really in. I'm really intrigued.
Oh, me too.
It's kind of once they go down into that basement that I'm like, the movie starts to kind of fall apart for the back and doesn't land as well. So that takes us to our ending score, which my ending score is 6. And it's because I think it's the part of the movie that sort of makes the movie frustrating for me. I still think that this ending, I can track the logic of it. And that's why, it definitely is a way to tie up the screenplay. I don't think it's completely left field or anything. Yeah. It's just not the ending I wanted something that hits a little harder, that maybe asks more interesting questions. And
I gave it a 5 because I feel the exact same way. I wish it would ask more interesting questions or lead to something more than just he's crazy. He's a crazy guy who's kind of a control freak. So
yeah, I think that it sort of lets the viewer off the hook by being like, don't worry about anything that guy was saying. He's crazy. And it's like, well, I think that we could have something that maybe, that challenges the audience a little bit more. Rewatchability. I gave this movie a 6 as well. Well, maybe I'll give it a 7. I don't know. I think it was entertaining. And I think that it's a dense enough conversation that they're having, particularly in the first couple acts, that I think that there could be a lot revealed on a rewatch, that maybe it's like, oh, I didn't notice that. Or, so
I gave it a 6.5. I mean, I don't think I want to rewatch this movie, but I can see, I'm sure there are people who would love to see it, but it was Hugh Grant for sure. In the first 2 acts, wow, he's really interesting, fun to watch him and fun to see. And you probably could pick up on some more on another rewatch. So
cultural significance, what'd you give that?
There's a lot of talk about this movie, and I think it is, I mean, we still have to wait, but as it is right now, I gave it a 7.5. A lot of people are talking about it. It's done pretty well at the box office for what it is. A lot of conversation online, so 7.5.
Yeah, definitely. In that same way that like I said Barbie was feminism for
Yes.
like
Yeah,
feminism
yeah.
101, feminism for
Yeah.
beginners. I think that I take for granted that these are topics that not everybody has had these conversations.
Right.
And so for a lot of people, this is a very like this is their introduction to this material. And I think that I imagine like what would I have thought of this film if I had seen it as like a 16-year-old? Or like, you know, like if I had
Yeah.
I think that it would have like really like blown my mind a lot more if, or like me at like 18, like a freshman in college, it would have like a very formative time. This would have been like really, you know, and I think that maybe I'm just not the target audience to really have my mind blown by it, but I can see the ripples that it's making in the culture and how from not just the LDS perspective, but from a secular perspective and from perspectives of other faiths, it definitely is a movie that inspires conversation. So
yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah. So I gave it a 6. Maybe I could go a little higher, but what's your subjective score?
My subjective score is my subjective score is a 5.5. That's what I gave it, because there are a lot of good things the first 2 acts, but then it kind of goes off the rail. I'm deciding either 5.5 or a 5. What did you give it?
I gave it a 6. So we're right around the same place, but probably for the same reasons you did, where like I can give the movie a lot of credit for the things that we've given it credit for.
Yeah.
You know, the construction, there's a lot technically going on that I really vibe with. Cinematography, everyone's doing good work. Interesting conversation. Definitely we had an interesting conversation here. I just don't know that I'm the target audience for. I think me 10 or 12 years ago would have really dug this movie.
Right.
And I'm not sure that I'm currently like the best target audience member for this film. Even though you would think that you and I would be the perfect audience for this movie, it just seems like we're both craving a conversation in the screenplay that gets a little deeper.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, I know all that stuff. Now take me in the third act, take me in, take me somewhere I haven't been yet. And the movie doesn't really do that. And that's fine. That's not necessarily the movie's fault. That's more just like me not being the
it's that's it, I guess. I'll stick with 5.5. That's
cool. Well, that's Heretic. If you are an atheist or an LDS person or just a Christian person or a person
any religion,
any religion, and you've seen Heretic, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your takes.
What did you? Yeah, the good thing is you can ask either of us questions about both sides of the of the scale or whatever, whether you want a secular perspective or a religious perspective. And I'm not a spokesman for the church, so it's not like I'm always right, but
I am an official spokesperson for atheism. They've deemed me the spokesperson.
King atheist.
I do I know all the things.
Yeah,
I actually have like a torture maze that I put people through about it. It's pretty cool.
Just so you know, that's not what I feel like atheists are. I'm sure some people do, but that's not how I feel. And that's not my experience. But
No, I know. Yeah, we got through it. That was good. Okay. Thanks everybody. We'll see you at the next one. Till then, go keep on keeping on.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah.
And don't lure people into your dungeons.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.